welcome again to another lecture video for AutoCAD for the beginners. Again, in continuation from our previous recorded lecture, this time with this lecture, let us try to re-evaluate how to create plate number 9, which is your color wheel. First, let's check our units. If this newly opened file is indeed in millimeters. Now this time, this is in millimeters. Our decimal, 2 decimal, our degrees, 2 decimal for the degrees, then make that okay. Turn on your snap mode, check your grid mode. If it is still indeed at 5/5 snapping spacing for the grid lines, and so forth and so on, then okay. Now, if you want to verify the thickness of your line weight of each layer that you're going to use, go over to this function key or customization tab of your model drawing, then check line weight. With that option being checked, you're now able to identify the thickness or show the thickness of the layers that you're about to create. First, this is a newly created drawing file. With that said, let me create my new sets of layer. LAY or LA to open the layer tab setting. Create a new layer, right click, then click new layer. Let's just say that is my L1. Then click outside, choose a color. Okay, the type of line, continuous. The line weight, let's just say that is 0.5. Transparency, no need for that. Create another layer. Let's say that is L2. Color of this layer, I'll be choosing cyan. That is okay. Type of layer, continuous. Thickness, 0.3. Create another layer. It is my L3. These are for my text, so I'll set the color for my text as orange. Okay, continuous or not, okay. Then thickness of the line, 0.20. Another layer for my guidelines. Let's just say new layer, guidelines, then guidelines layer number 4. Then choose a color for my guidelines. I've already specified in your classroom that you'll need to use gray color for this one. Okay. Lighter one. Let's choose a lighter. Yeah. Okay. Then continuous. Thickness is 0.15. Okay. The type of line I'll set is as ISO ACAD. ISO dash, then okay. Set that, then okay. So I've already created my set of layers. Now I'll start by creating the reference circle for plate number 9. Now my current layer is layer 0, such as shown in the table kanina. With that said, start by command circle, spacebar to choose the command. Create the radius of a circle at 65 mm, spacebar, zoom in. Now, check your object snap. With your object snap, these are the things that you should be checking with. The adjacent, the tangent, the perpendicular, extensions, intersection, quadrant, quadratic center, center, midpoint, and midpoint. With those items being checked, every now and then, if I'm going to make a line, it will then eventually detect the center of this circle, such as shown here. Off natin sa object snap mode, then okay. With that being created, let me offset the circle inward at 5 mm. Shortcut command for offset is O, spacebar to select the command, type the offset distance, which is 5 mm, then press spacebar again to close the command. Now, every now and then, you're going to offset the circle at specifically 5 mm. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With that, paano natin i-divide yung ating circle into 25 pie slices? Diyan papasok ang array command. With array command, there are three functions of array command. To make a multiple copy of an object, of a specific item or object, either in a rectangular format, or in a specific path, or in a polar path. With that said, with this particular plate number 9, you need to use the array command at the polar path or the polar option. Click the object that you want to use the array command, then press spacebar, click what option or function that you want an array command would do. Is it rectangular, path, or polar? For this particular actions that we're going to do, let's just choose polar. Select your reference point, that is center. Now, these options will come out. How many divisions would you like to copy this particular line in a circular path? So, ang kailangan natin, 25. So, 25. It is now a 25 pie slices. So, after which, spacebar to close the command. Shown in the given plate, nung plate number 9, wala yung drawing sa loob. Paano natin i-delete or i-trim yan? Dahil if I choose trim, hindi niya matitrim dahil yan ay isang array function. But first, kailangan muna nating burahin yung 25th pie slice. Itong section na yan. Yan. So, na-delete na natin yan. Tapos, that is 1x, 2x, until 24x. Tapos, kailangan nating burahin yung linya dito sa gitna. With that said, click this set of object that is under the array command and go with the edit source. Click edit source. Hanapin mo yung original object. Saan tayo nag-umpisa? Which is yung nandito sa section na yan. Click, then press OK. Now, I want to trim this part or this section of this line. But with that, if I trim that section of the line, everything that happened on this particular item will also happen with all the other items that is on the same field of the array command. Then simply save such changes. Paano yun? Trim, double space bar, then trim this part. Makikita mo na trim siya. As I click the save option here, all of this will trim as well because this particular line has the same has the same command path when it turns to array. So, para siyang isang block. So, with that said, save ko yan, matitrim lahat. So, eto na yung ating color wheel. With that, we can already use the command hatch. Hatch, spacebar, click the solid option, then your colors. Start tayo sa 1x. Dito. Click. Spacebar. Spacebar. Click. Choose your second color. Spacebar. Spacebar. To click the same, to choose the same command. Third color. Okay. Spacebar to close the command. Enter or spacebar to select the same command. Hatch. The fourth color, enter, 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 then the fifth, then the sixth, then the seventh, as long as the hatch command is in use, the only thing you need to press is spacebar or enter until you press skip or input another type of command. Then hatch the 10th color. Okay, then fill all of those boxes, that is 1x, 2x until 24x. After filling it, you're now finished with your hatch. Set a layer for this one, then turn it off. So mapapansin niyo, eto na lang yung natira. So pag napuno nyo yan, so hindi na makikita yung layer na ginamit ninyo to draw your guidelines. So if I turn on the guidelines, so eto na siya. I-hatch natin lahat using the colors for the entire color block. Then after filling it in, select the layer that you've used for this, then turn it off to hide the layer, and simply ang maiiwan yung hatch section. Para malinis, di ba? So kung napuno yan, hindi dapat makikita yung layer na ginamit mo for your for the drawing of the color wheel. Ang matitira yung mga hatches mo. So with that said, that is plate 9 using the command of hatch, array, offset, and of course trim. So there you have it. Let us try the other functions of array. The other functions for array. Alam na natin kung paano gamitin si array under polar. But how about array using the rectangular and using the path? For instance, I have this simple rectangular object command. I want to create a multiple square or multiple copy of square with a specified spacing and number of square a rectangle in a specific column and also in a specific row. With that said, type the command array, yung buong word array kasi wala siyang shortcut. You could directly choose array rec or array polar or array path. But medyo nakakalito yon. Para diretso na tayo, diretso na lang tayo dun sa option command, sa option section ng command na array. With that said, select the object that you want to use the array command, then press spacebar. Anong option? Is it rectangular copying or rectangular array option or polar path or polar? Tapos na tayo sa polar. Let's go with rectangular. So with rectangular, ito yung basic default conditions niya. How many columns? 4. How many rows? 3. Spacing between na ang pinag-uusapan, between 26. Total is 79. Between horizontally 45. Total is 91. So by doing so, pwede tayong mamili kung ilang kopya ang gagawin natin. 5, 7, spacing 30, spacing 75. So with that, we have already built a multiple copy of rectangles with a specified spacing. These are good for geometric figures, drawings, patterns, and laying out foundations as well as your columns. So with that said, okay na yung ating array on a polar path or polar option, array on a rectangular option, but how about array on a specified path? With this particular function, let me introduce another type of command, which is your spline. Using spline, you can input a polyline of a specified curve. This is a wonderful command when it comes to plotting a what you call topographic map. connecting points to points, then it will eventually draw its own curve path when it comes to topographic mapping. So with that, this will serve as our path to make the array command. For instance, I'm going to create a circle, choose the circle command at this point, type the diameter or the radius, let's just say that is 100, then stupid, circle, let's just say that is 25, then enter. Masyado pa rin malaki. Circle 15, circle 15. So with that, this is my circle that I want to multiply copy over this path. This particular function or option when it comes to array command is good when it comes to providing well-defined details for architectural plans and for section of a particular structural and architectural plans detailings, railings, wall stud, floor joists, ceilings, tile works, and so forth and so long. Because you can already specify the path at which an object you want to copy, specify the distance, edge to edge or center to center, which we'll later on discuss on this function. With that said, choose again or input again the array command. Spacebar, select the object that you want to use the array command. Spacebar, mamimili ka ngayon ng type of array. Is it rectangular, path, or polar? Tapos na tayo kay rectangular, tapos na rin tayo kay polar. So let's choose path. Then, sabi niya doon sa question niya dito, select the path curve. With that said, hanapin mo daw yung path kung saan mo i-multiply copy the circle object. So, ito yung path natin. Select. So, with the array path, you are now able to multiply copy the circle in a specified path. With that, you can also change the spacing between them. Let's just say 50, or let's just say 15. Rows, you can also define the rows. These are quite an amusing option when it comes to path, array path. Let's just say 6. So see, you can also create an intricate drawing when you are doing a path command or using a path command. 5, 12, such as shown here. Okay. So that is array on a polar mode, array on a rectangular mode, and array on a path mode. That is basically array. Marami na tayong natapos. Array, yung line, yung layer, and so forth and so long. Then, again, how to create a new type of text. If you're going to create a new type of text, again, click New, go to the, ulitin natin. Go to the Annotate tab of your toolbars, go over the function of text, click this draw down arrow, then this text style setting will come up. Then create new text style. Let's just say that is my T1. Another one, T2. Okay, for my T1, I'm going to use a font name of Times New Roman. So as much as possible, I prefer Times New Roman, Cambria, and Calibre. Kasi mas formal siyang tignan when it comes to your plans and details. Then set it as a regular text. Define the text height. Let's just say that is 3. Then, okay. As much as possible, I do not recommend you to use the annotative scaling. With annotative scaling kasi, you can draw anything starting from 1:1 or any object with any type of scale. But you need to set it later on when you are going to transfer it with layout. So as much as possible, dun tayo sa regular scaling. Sa regular scaling kasi nakakalito ang annotative. I don't really use annotative. But I'll teach you later on a shortcut when it comes to scaling floor plans or specified scaled object. So with that, go tayo sa T2. Height ni T2 is 5 mm. Then, apply. Now, if I'm going to create an object or a text, that will depend on T1 or T2 kung ano yung nakaset as current. Now, if I'm going to click set current, every now and then, whatever text that I'm going to create later on will follow the setting of T1, which is Times New Roman, regular, at a height of 3 mm. Now, if I set current T2, every now and then, this particular text will use the setting of every now and then, whenever I'm going to create a new text, it will follow the text setting for T2, which is font name of Cambria, font style bold, text height of 5 mm. Apply. Then set as current. Now let us try to create those texts using such. Shortcut command for for text is MT, spacebar to select the command, create a text box, start typing. Now notice this text is following the text style setting of T2, which is Cambria, under a text height of 5 mm. Now you want to change this particular text into T1. I suggest, as much as possible, do not use this function of multi-text. If you want to change this into T1, dito ka na kaagad, go to T1, then that is already T1. Times New Roman, 3 mm, regular text. Balik natin sa T2, T2. Notice, hindi nagpalit yung text height. Diyan lang yan, hindi yan mababago. As much as possible, dito ka sa text style setting mo. Specified na kasi yan. Now, okay na yan. Balik natin siya sa T2. Hanapin ko yung layer ko, specified for text, that is L2. Now, I've created a mistake. For instance, I made a wrong spelling or a wrong detail for this particular text. Triple click to enter the text box once more, then edit. Then click outside to finish editing. And that is how to create a text and use the command MTEXT. Now, for instance, I have an object of rectangle of a specified dimension such as shown here. With this particular rectangle, I want to place it on a specified location without simply dragging it randomly, just like this one. So this is just a random dragging of an object. So if I want to specify a point for this object to start dragging it with, is simply do the command move. Input M or capital M, press the spacebar to select the command, select the object that you want to move, then another spacebar to select your reference point. Do you want to move it on the center or do you want to move it from the edge? With this, I want to move it from the center. If I want to move it from the center, I could easily move this object on a specified intersecting point in my drawing. Okay? And same goes with copying. If I copy this object on center as my base point, I could simply copy this object on a multiple side or multiple copy, specifically for foundations, columns, for beams, floor framing plans, multiple input drawings, and so forth and so on. Now moving it here, then so that is the move option. How about the joint option? So remember, I have already introduced the Polyline command, which is PL. Polyline command introduces a single command option for multiple lines. Notice this particular drawing is continuous. If I click this line, it would still choose the entire drawing, meaning this is an object under the command of Polyline. But if I use the line command, which is L spacebar, line, 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 it is still a closed loop, but it is not a closed command. Using line command, I am able to create multiple line command with this drawing. So, notice sa polyline, i-click ko lang yung isang line, makiklik ko lahat or ma-identify niya lahat. With line command, kailangan ko pa siyang i-identify isa-isa. Hindi siya magkakadugtong. Now, that's the time the joint command will enter. So using the joint command, I need to create this particular drawing under the line command into a polyline command. Using joint, type J or join J spacebar. Select objects that you want to join. This to this, to this, to this, this, and this, and this. Then enter. This time, this particular drawing is now connected with each other. So from before, kailangan ko pa siyang Before, kailangan ko pa siyang i-select isa-isa, di ba? Because it is an A-line command. But with join command, nakakonect na siya sa isa't isa or sa joint per joint. So that is polyline and joint command. Ano pa ba ang gagawin natin? Yun lang naman yun, array. Now, for scaling, there are different ways in which you can scale a specified drawing. Napakadali lang ng scaling na ituturo ko sa inyo. Sobrang basic. Magiging kang parang expert pag ito natutunan mo at naintindihan mo na maayos. When it comes to scaling, for instance, let me create a basic floor plan, simple floor plan. So, pag nagaganyan po siya, huwag niyong pagpapatungin yung mga linya as much as possible kasi kakapal yung inyong line weight. So, with this, offset, and hatch. To solid color, no, dash line. Angle 30. Pattern 50, then enter. solid block. Then close. This is now a simple floor plan. Let's just say a simple floor plan. Okay, white. Simple lang. Parang drawing lang na ganyan. Simpleng drawing lang. Now, with that said, napakalangin drawing. Mapapansin natin, pag kukunin natin yung dimension, dim, nasa 100, 250, 100, 275, tapos 265 by 201. 265 by 201. Paano siya magkakasya dun sa ating drawing na title block na 297 by 210? 297 by 210. Papansin mo, hindi siya kasya. Move. So, hindi siya kasya, di ba? Yan yung size ng ating paper. So, for instance, gusto ko siyang ilagay sa paper na yan. Tapos, naka-offset pa yan ng 8. Tama? Naka-offset pa yan ng 8. Tapos, meron ka pang title block din eh. Offset 25. TR. EX. Ayan may title block ka pa. So, for instance, andyan pa yung title block mo. Empty. Title block. So, hindi siya kasya. Tama? Now, I need to create a specified scale for this one to fit into this particular plate without using the viewport option, the annotative scaling, or the scaling of the model drawing. With that said, balik tayo sa ating simple computations or kung paano mag-scale noong inyong drawing classes. Paano yun? Using both your basic knowledge with scaling, and the command alignment. So I need to create a rectangle that would fit this entire drawing. Let's just say that is 275 by 266 by negative 342. 266 by negative 342. And enter. So it fits all over this particular drawing. Now, I want to set this drawing on a 1:100. 1:100. What do you call this? 1:100 scale or 1:150 scale. So, punta tayo dito. Create tayo ng MTEXT. This is my 1:100. MTEXT. This is my 1:50 scale. Now, from your basic knowledge of scaling, kopyahin natin to ng dalawang beses, specifically for 1:100 and 1:150. Now, I need to open my calculator for this one. Now, again, this is here. Labas natin yung calculator natin. here, mapapansin natin, this was on an actual length of 266 and 342. Check natin ulit. Dim 266, 342. With that, I need to copy or move this object on a scale of 1:100 in this drawing. Tama? Tama? So, with that said, I need to create or use the command alignment. Using the command alignment, I need to first set another copy of this rectangle or reference rectangle in a scale of 1:100. Again, this is 266 by 342. So, 1:100 times 266. Our new base is equal now to 2.66. Then, 1:100 by 342. Our new, our new height is 3.42. With that, I need to create a rectangle under that dimension, 2.66 and 3.42. REC. REC 2.66, negative 3.42. Enter. REC 2.66, negative 3.42. Enter. So this is now M my drawing of this drawing under the scale of 1:100. Sobrang liit kasi ang dimension lang naman ito nasa 300 by 275. Ganun talaga. So, using the command alignment, I'll move or scale down this drawing into the scale of 1:100. Tama? So, paano yun? Align align spacebar, select the object that you want to move using the command alignment. Then spacebar, select your reference point papunta sa point na ito. Your second reference point papunta sa point na yan. So parehas na sila. Then enter. Scale object based on aligned points. So if you want to scale it, meaning that object at that size will now go down at a scale of 1:100 as a reference rectangle. So if you don't want to scale it, it will just simply move and go on the path of this drawing. So if I want to scale, select yes. Then notice it turns down into the scale of 1:100 at nawala na siya doon. Ha? Okay, 1:100 na yung scale natin using alignment. Diba? Dali. So, kung magdodrawing ka na ng floor plans or multiple drawings with multiple scale and multiple scale, kahit dito mo na i-drawing lahat sa model tab mo, tapos copy-paste mo sa size ng paper, copy on a specified point, then paste sa layout. Then, sakto ka na. Hindi ka nagagamit ng viewport. But later on, we'll try to introduce to you the viewport. Now, how about the scale of 1:50? So, from 1:50, our base is 266. New base is equal now to 5.32. 1:50 from 342 is equal now to 6.84. So parang times 2 lang no kanina. 2.66 times 2, 6.84 by 5.32. So I'll create a rectangle of 5.32 by negative 6.84. 84. Enter. M. Notice, lumaki siya. Kaysa kay 1:100, kaysa kay 1:50. Using the same command alignment, align, spacebar, select the drawing that you want to align with, spacebar, your reference point, then enter. Do you want to scale? Yes. Then scale. Pansin, this is a 1:100 scale. Then this is a 1:150 scale. Sobrang liit naman kasi ng drawing mo, sir. Kaya sobrang liit din. Di gawa tayo ng malaking floor plan. So, let's just say rectangle. O, ganyan. Nasa, let's just say, yan, 2.5. 3,000 negative 5,000 6,000 by 7,000. Enter. Diba? Sobrang laki. Then, create rectangle dito sa loob. Offset natin inward ng 150. Thickness of exterior wall. Line. Offset 150 ay ng interior wall. Trim. Okay. Then line. Offset 150. Trim. So, madali na yan. Tapos, lagyan na rin natin ng layer para may kumpleto na. Exterior. Okay. Naka-on ba yung ating line weight? Naka-on naman. Naka-on naman yung line weight, kaya kikita mo na yan. Interior. Face wall. Then, this one. Okay na yung layer natin. Then, hatch. Let's just use this one. By layer. Angle 30. Let's just say spacing is 15. Or para well-defined, let's just go with 10. Hatch din natin yan. Gusto mo ng ibang type of hatch, draw down this one. Brick hatch. Let's just say tile work. Hanap tayo ng tiles. Earth, brick, cross, dolomite. Spacing 15. Layer. Pili tayo ng layer. Ayan. Hatch ulit. Pili tayo ng layer, ay ng hatch na gusto mong gamitin. Just say earth. Tapos pattern, layer. Pinakamanipis. Kalimutan, i-trim ito. TR. Okay. Ano? Okay. Hatch natin ulit yan. using brick. Name brick natin. Brickstone, brick. Yan, brick. This also brick. Naka-function siya ng 10. So, dapat 10 din ito. Then, layer. Then, layer. Orange. Okay na. So, with that, this is a 3,000 by 6,000 by 7,000. Tama ba? Dimension. Dim. 6,000 by 7,000. 6,000 by 7,000 reference rectangle. This is now your entire floor area or floor plan. Gusto mong pagkasyahin yan dito sa plate natin na ito. Under the scale of 1:100 and 1:150. So, gawa ka ulit ng rectangle dito sa plate natin. From your reference rectangle of 6,000 and 7,000 to 1:100 na scale, 6,000, that is equal to 60. Then 1:100 to 7,000, that is 60 by 70. So this time, 60 by 70 gagawin nating rectangle. 60, negative 70. So, parehas na yan ang parehas na yan. This is 6,000 by 7,000. This is 60 by 7,000. With that said, alignment. Select the objects that you want to align at the scale of 1:100. Your reference point, spacebar, then click your reference. Connect natin dito. Then your second reference. As much as possible, provide 2 reference. Then enter. Scale, yes. Enter. So, this is now a drawing under the scale of 1:100. Then, start typing your title texts dito sa baba, which is your then, and then, or kahit dito mo na ilagay, tapos i-type mo na lang, i-align mo na rin ng scale na 1:100. O, di okay na. Tapos, set na rin natin layer nito. Then this one, and okay na. Then burahin mo na lang yung iyong guidelines. O, meron ka ng floor plan or drawing under the scale of 1:100. As simple as that. Kopyahin mo ulit siya, scale down mo sa 1:150, then multiple scaling. Okay? Gets po yan? Kung wala ng question, please go over the comment section and enter your questions and clarifications under these topics. So with this, let us go over the topic of block. How to create a block. There are 2 ways on creating a block, or these are the combination of multiple objects, making them or creating them as a single object. For instance, I want to use this particular drawing as a fixture, as a accessory for my floor plan, or as a part of an accessory for my floor plan. So, para hindi natin i-drawing ng paulit-ulit or i-select yung bawat item to edit it as one, you simply create it as a block. Enter. Name a block. Let's just say B1. This is my block 1. Base point, you need to specify that on screen. So select. Objects, specify on screen. No. Retain, convert to block. Yes. Annotative, no. Scale uniformly. Okay na yan. Millimeters. Okay. 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 Then, okay. Select object. This is now the object I want to turn as a block. Block, select objects. Then, enter. B1. Open in block editor. Okay na yan. Okay na yan. Then, okay. Notice. Block naman to. Block. This is B1. Select mo muna pala siya. Hyperlink. Specify on screen. Okay na yan. Okay. Then select your base point kung saan mo siya pwedeng copyhin. So, gusto ko sa gitna. Okay na. So, with that, this is now a block. Alam mo? So, isa na siyang buo. Alam mo? Before, kailangan natin siyang select ng isa-isa. Tama? Or, ganun na lang na buo. But, with block, create tayo ulit. Select natin yung object. Block. Enter. Set your name, B1. Specify on screen. Yung base point. Then, okay. So, center. Okay. Then, that is now an entire object. Okay. So that is block, creating a block. But how about you want to insert simple fixtures, simple kitchen equipments, refrigerators, or details when it comes to floor plans or to your working plans. That is under the command ADC or your add center function. Under the add center function, you are able to open this folders. Papasok tayo sa sample. Dapat pag bagong bukas, ito ang una nyo makikita. Sample. Punta ka sa NUS, Mechanical Sample, Sheet Sets, VBA, Visual, so long. Pero for common plans, dito tayo sa NUS. Nandyan lahat ng drawings or small fixtures, details when it comes to preparing a specified floor plan. So for instance, I want to input a refrigerator, a complete kitchen set. Nandito tayo sa kitchen drawings. These are collectives or collection of blocks with a specified drawing. That is, I want to input a range oven, 30 on top. For instance, you can simply copy that or just drag it outside that window. Drag it outside the window, drag it outside that window, and drag it again outside that window. Close. Nakuha mo na yung lahat ng gusto mong gamitin. Your television, your kitchens, yan. Then, scale mo na lang ulit siya using alignment to fit into your drawings. Then, alignment again to fit into your working plate. Tama? So, yun lang po ang add center. Add center, how to create a block, and to place in a specified fixtures. Again, that is under the command of ADC or add center. Papasok ka dyan, hanapin mo na lang yung mga gusto mong gamiting fixtures. Okay na. Then block, and so forth, and so on. So, natapos na tayo sa array. rectangular, polar, then a path, definition or difference between polyline and line, joint, moving, alignment, a shortcut for scaling, how to create hatch, how to use ADCENTER, to turn on and to turn off your line weight, turn on and turn off your line weight. Yeah. Yeah, okay na yun. So that is our second lecture for AutoCAD for the beginners, part 2. I'll see you on our next lecture video. We'll have to discuss dimensions, how to set up your dimension settings, and M leaders and headings. Bye-bye.